champion of character.
Here we go. Want to welcome you live to Harrison Field on the campus of Faulkner University for this Game 3 of the opening series of the 2024 season. Jeremy Smith alongside Carter Moles bringing you the action in this one as Faulkner wraps up what has been a wild series against Oakwood. Faulkner leading the country in runs scored and batting average after 2 games in 1 day of play. The Eagles scored 46 runs yesterday on 31 hits, winning Game 1 25-1 and Game 2 21-1. And if you tuned in, you know that was largely accomplished over the course of 3 innings in each game as the Eagles really began coasting afterward. Now, they did play into the fourth a little bit yesterday, but it became a single to right and get called out stretching to second to advance the ball game. So the numbers could have been much different than they even were. Getting ready to go here today for the prayer and the national anthem. We'll pause for just a moment on the Faulkner Sports Network. All right, back here live, Harrison Field, the campus of Faulkner University. Just about ready to go here in this one. Let me tell you about the starter on the mound, Marco Ozuna, the man that will be on the mound today for the Eagles. Ozuna, a junior right-hander from Casa Grande, Arizona.
Father, we thank you for the gift of Jesus. We ask that you help us to honor his name in all that we do and say today. In Jesus' name, amen.
Ozuna, a transfer from Cochise Community College in Arizona, where over 2 seasons with Cochise, Ozuna put together a remarkable 2.27 ERA with 12.8 strikeouts per 9 innings. He struck out 175 batters over 123 innings of work, walking just 17. He functioned primarily as a reliever in that first year with 31 appearances and only 2 starts. He had 15 saves that season. Last season, transitioned more of a starter role, 17 appearances, 8 of them starts, 4 and 3 with 2 saves a season ago. Ozuna figures to be a really big piece of the puzzle for this Faulkner pitching staff this year.
Yeah, all these numbers just immediately jump off of the screen with how good Ozuna has been. I mean, you're talking over 48 appearances, 123 innings of work, and a 1.07 whip. That is just absurdly low numbers in that whip category. And you look at how dominant he was on the hill. There's 62 2/3 innings in that 21-22 season. He struck out 100 batters, averaging almost like over 14 strikeouts per 9 innings. And you also see a pitcher who's willing to adjust his game a little bit, a guy who is used primarily out of the pen, who the next year he's got 4 complete games. So he's able to carry that dominance throughout. And that's a sign of a really talented and a really dangerous arm to have in your arsenal.
As Carter Moles gets ready to give you the Oakwood Ambassadors lineup, I'm going to give you defensively around the horn for the Eagles behind the plate. Christian Webb, first base, Jorge Lucero, second base, Wayne Cope, third base, Francisco Sorano, the shortstop, is Juan Trinidad. Left to right in the outfield is Drew Mackey, Evan Gilliam, and Orlando Lordoy. And, of course, the man on the mound, as we noted, Marco Ozuna. The starting lineup for the Ambassadors of Oakwood, Carter Moles.
Leading off is Mateo Ham. Batting second is Jordan Jennings. Batting third is Jeremy Matos. Batting fourth is Jorge Hernandez. Batting fifth is Chris Aguilar. Batting sixth is Eric Perez. Batting seventh is Akari David. And batting eighth is Ashton Morgan. And in the 9 hole is Dakota Cobb.
Ready to go here for Game 3, the only game today, as Oakwood will head down south from here. I believe Florida Memorial may be next on their schedule. And Faulkner, wrapping up play today against Oakwood, will begin looking to next weekend's 4-game series against a very good Lindsey Wilson program. The Blue Raiders to be in here for a doubleheader on Friday and another doubleheader on Saturday of next week. So a full weekend as we turn to week 2 of the 2024 season. But more business to handle in week 1, and it's Mateo Ham playing first base today. We saw him as a catcher and as a DH yesterday. Ham will step in, wearing the Jackie Robinson-esque 42 with the blue number on the gray uniform. Ozuna will get the sign. He kicks and fires, and a ground ball to the shortstop. Trinidad slick field, up and firing, and one gone on one pitch. Can't be more efficient than that.
Yeah, it's just nasty fielding from Juan Trinidad. He had no business getting to that ball and throws it right on the money to Lucero. Fantastic work by the shortstop, and that's one of the reasons he is such a valuable player on this team.
That's going to bring Jennings to the dish now. Jennings had a solid day yesterday, a product of Greenville, Mississippi. Jennings shows bunt and pulls back. In Game 2 yesterday, Jennings went 1 for 3. Game 1, he was 0 for 1, but he walked twice.
Yeah, Jennings was kind of the spark plug on the offense. Was trying to get going yesterday. Seeing him in the 2 hole, see if maybe he can get someone on board ahead of him and try and get a hit on it. See if he can cash that in. Not too much success from the bats from Oakwood yesterday.
Quickly 0-2 on him, and he'll take away here. A ball and 2 strikes. Ozuna reascends the hill. Christian Webb, the transfer from the Pilots of LSU Shreveport. The man behind the plate, he caught Game 1 yesterday. Kicks and fires. Don't know where that one missed.
Must have been just a little bit high.
Yeah, below the hands and right down the pipe. Let's see what Ozuna comes back here with on 2-2. That one was higher than the previous one, but it is called strike 3. Home plate umpire says, I gave you a little grace last time. You still didn't repent. There's strike 3, and it's over. Now, Matos to the dish. Matos went 1 for 2 in Game 2 yesterday. Game 1, he was 1 for 3, so a 2-hit day over the doubleheader for him. Matos climbs back in. Nick Graham got the win in Game 1 yesterday. Alexis Saldana, Game 2. Ozuna delivers. That one over for a strike. You can see the arm angle of Ozuna and the way that the trajectory at which that fastball travels. You watch, he comes over the top, and everything is coming downhill, so you got to think quickly, and it's changing planes as it goes. And a called strike 3 removes Matos from the batter's box and ends the top half of the first. We go to the bottom half here on the Faulkner Sports Network.
athletes. We know how important the health and well-being of your student athletes are. During their time in college, they'll face pressure from all different directions, from performance expectations to rigorous physical training, strict schedules, and bodily injuries. These are just a few of the stressors that can be burdens to your dedicated student athletes. With Academic Sports Care, our athletic division focuses on providing specialized insurance and health and wellness solutions exclusively for college and university athletic programs to help your students succeed by staying healthy and safe, offering best-in-class services through innovation and care. Academic Sports Care is a winning solution for your student athletes.
All right, back here, bottom half of the first. No score here at Harrison Field. Trying to catch my live stats up. It's still showing me top of the first. There it goes.
It'll be Webb, Cope, and Lordoy to start the inning.
Webb started behind the plate game one yesterday and went 0 for 2 with 3 walks, a run scored, 2 RBIs, and left actually he played the entirety of the game. He gave way to a courtesy runner a couple of times.
Akari David on the hill for the Ambassadors today. David last year struggled a little bit. 26 and 1/3 innings of work, 0-5 record, making his 7th start. Able to get 24 strikeouts, but really struggled with the walks. 62 walks, a .516 batting average against for a 37.94 ERA.
He's behind 2-0 early here to Christian Webb.
2-1.
I said what I said. David delivers. Lifted right side. And playable long run, though, for Aguiar. Couldn't quite get there. Ran out of the camera shot. You can imagine that there's a lot of foul territory there. There's not. The earth actually disappears once it gets off the frame. So there was no opportunity for Aguiar to catch that baseball. There's actually a lot of foul territory out there. That ball can carry a long way and still be playable.
Yeah, I remember opening round a few years ago against Vanguard. Isaac Phillips rips a triple down the line that it just hugs the base, but it got down in that corner, and they couldn't chase it down. And ended up being the walk-up. Or no, that was the game-tying triple.
Yeah.
That was a dramatic game. Forced the if-necessary game that Faulkner would win 20-10.
Full count payoff pitch coming to Christian Webb. Akari David gets the sign, delivers. Misses away. Webb will head down to first base.
Second baseman, number 6, Tulane Cope.
Tulane Cope engaged in much thievery yesterday. Stole 3 bases in the first inning of game 1 yesterday. So Tulane Cope turned in an impressive day at the office. He had 5 stolen bases over 2 games.
Yeah, and those numbers could have been a lot higher as Faulkner stole 15 bases in the first inning, only stole 1 more in any other inning. As McCarthy tried to call off the Hounds a little bit, as Faulkner jumped up to, I believe, leads of 7+ in each of those 2. And Cope was one of the key catalysts to it, and Webb was one of them as well. It was 10 stolen bases in the first inning of yesterday's Game 1.
Cope went 1 for 3 with a couple of RBIs and 3 runs scored in Game 1. There's Webb swiping second, the first stolen base of the day. Cope in Game 2 went 1 for 3 with a walk and a run scored. So Tulane Cope has announced his presence atop this lineup early on.
Yeah, and even on a pitch out, Webb was already standing by the time the ball got there.
2-0 count.
Be stunned if he stays at second for long.
Cope drops down a beautiful bunt, and it'll roll foul. Good job by Cobb just letting it go and not playing it. So 2-1 now.
Yeah, now Dakota Cobb started to play on the infield cut a little bit. Now it's backed up.
David delivers. Misses wide. 3-1 count. One more. That one off his fist and into left field. A single for Tulane Cope. And he's at first with second base open, which makes Ashton Morgan feel some anxiety behind the plate.
Because Faulkner able to pull off the delayed double steal in a situation like this in Game 1, played the first run of the day. You know, the Ambassadors got to be thinking that could be in the cards again.
Yeah, Tulane Cope at first base with second base open is like leaving a Lamborghini in the driveway with no gate. You can hope against hope, but he gone. There he goes, and he'll slide in and take second, and they do play it well this time, but they steal it anyway. So they cut it because they felt the delayed steal coming and ended up getting it to the plate, but it wasn't handled cleanly on the throw. And that allowed Webb to get his foot in there, and he steals home, and it's 1-0.
Yeah, and even with the late jump from Webb on the delay, you can tell he missed it by about a half beat of what he was hoping to do. He was still able to get the foot in after a really good play by the Ambassadors.
1-0 count as Cope takes his lead. There's a strike. Yeah, I think it's only a matter of time before Cope takes third here. The only question is if Lordoy puts a ball in play first.
Yeah, he was really good at that yesterday. 6 of 5, or 5 of 6 rather, with 4 runs scored and 5 RBIs.
There's one lifted center field. It's high. It'll be fielded. Cope will tag. He'll head to third, and they got Lordoy out. That wasn't done very much yesterday.
It was not, and that ball just kind of hung up there and well read by the center fielder.
But if you're David, you've given 1 run up, and you got the biggest run-producing threat in the lineup out, and you're still just down 1-0. So that's a big deal. And you talked about the walks that David had last year. The ability to keep the ball around the plate, really, really important. If you take walks out of the equation, this Oakwood pitching staff looks a lot different.
Yeah, they absolutely do, and you saw some pieces of it yesterday in Game 2 where they were able to start getting a little bit more outs as they were peppering the zone a little bit more.
Sorano fouls it back. Foul ball brought to you by Jacob Bear, Alpha Insurance, Millbrook, Alabama.
That foul ball brought to you by Jacob Bear, Alpha Insurance, Millbrook, Alabama. Call Jacob at 334-285-7700 today.
1-1 count.
Good stop there by Morgan.
Two and one. Soriano awaits. He'll take inside there. Three one. Sorano turns on that one, lifts it right field. Aguiar ranges over. He'll drop it. He had it in his glove in foul territory and couldn't hold on. So, full count now. And that's one of those oddities in scoring. Right now, it's not an error, but what, Carter Moles?
But if Soriano finds a way on, then it becomes an error. Which is it's a really weird rule, but I understand it too, because if not...
Yeah, if you catch the ball, he's out.
Yeah.
So he got the base in part because of your mistake. And there's a walk and an error in one pitch. Soriano heads down. That's going to bring up Johnny Lopez.
Designated hitter number 11, Johnny Lopez.
Lopez with a huge day yesterday. In game one, he was 0 for 2 with an RBI and 2 runs scored. In game two, he was 4 for 5 with 6 RBIs and 2 runs scored. So Lopez, transfer from St. Catherine, has started his Faulkner career with an impressive streak. From West Covina, California, he awaits the 1-0. On the ground to the shortstop. Matos up. He'll fire to first, and Lopez is retired. That will plate Tuane Cope, so an RBI ground out for Lopez, and Faulkner leads 2-0. And Juan Trinidad to the dish now. Trinidad, 3 runs scored yesterday in game one. Game two, Trinidad joined the hit parade, 2 for 3 with a run scored and an 2 runs scored and an RBI. David delivers, hits the outside corner. Oh, 1 count. That one, shortstop tried to play it. It was a tough hop. We'll wait for the official scoring as Trinidad strolls to second with a double. I think if Matos is standing upright, he can move his feet in front of that ball, but he had gone down on that original hop, and it just took a wicked bounce past him. So an RBI double is the official scoring decision. Evan Gilliam to the dish. Lifted left field. It'll drop in front of the left fielder. Trinidad around third and head home. And there's an RBI double for Evan Gilliam.
Left fielder number 4, Drew Mackey.
Drew Mackey to the dish now. Gilliam standing at second. That one over for a strike. 4-0 lead for Faulkner. That went in the dirt. That one over for a strike. Ball and 2 strikes. Drew Mackey played in game 1 yesterday, scored a couple of runs, did not have an official at bat. He'll take away. Stop it. 2-2 count. And now a full count. Payoff pitch coming to Mackey. Lifted left center field. Left fielder's underneath it. And he misplays it. He never saw the ball. He lost it in the sun. And that ends up dropping for a double for Mackey. He had it. He lost it in the sun. And it landed just a little out of his reach. So Faulkner's slugging percentage is increasing off of just some good luck on their part. 5-0 now. And the 9-hole hitter, Lucero, to the plate. That one kicks off of Morgan. He can't find it. Mackey goes to third. One 1-0 count to Mackey. Outside for a strike, 1-1. David delivers. Lifted right field. Aguiar going back. Wynn playing tricks with that ball. Aguiar tracks it well. And there is out number 3. But Faulkner plates 5 runs. We head to the top of the second on the Faulkner Sports Network. Jorge Hernandez leading off the top of the second for Oakwood. Ozuna back to work. Hernandez yesterday 1 for 3 in game 1 and 1 for 3 in game 2. So a 2 for 6 day yesterday for Hernandez. See what his luck is off of Ozuna. He'll fight it off the fist and have the first hit of the day off of Ozuna.
Yeah, nice little Texas League are able to get to drop out there.
So the first base runner of the day for the Ambassadors. Aguiar to the plate. See Nick Graham on the radar gun duty. That one fouled back off the screen. Throws over to first. Did he get him? Oh, it was close.
Hernandez has taken some pretty big leads over at first all weekend. He's had the opportunity.
Oh, 1 count. Delivers straight up the chute. Back here, out of play and off the bleachers. So Ozuna gets a new baseball and gets ready to go again. He'll get the sign. Comes set. Delivers. Foul back off the screen. Good battle here from Aguiar. Aguiar yesterday was the starting pitcher in game 1. Went 0 for 3 at the plate in game 1. Went 0 for 3 in game 2, but scored a run.
Other than that drop he had a few moments ago, he's been pretty good out in right field.
There's a chopper to the shortstop. Trinidad to second, and he couldn't handle it, and there's an error. Oh, wow, he overran the bag and kept him out of an error. Did he rule that the drop was on the transfer? Because he was calling him out before they ever tagged him.
Yeah.
And you saw the second baseman pick the ball up and tag him because he figured he wasn't out. So
yeah, it must have said on the transfer.
I think he assumed the catch there because it didn't look like he ever had it cleanly. But
yeah,
umpire says you're out, so that's a 6-4 fielder's choice. That one over for a strike.
Give a shout out to my grandma watching in Nashville. How you doing, Gigi? Glad to have you aboard.
Swung through that one and missed it. Did Perez. Now, Perez yesterday, 0 for 2 in game 1, and did not record an at bat in game 2. He was lifted quickly. And the throwdown does not get Aguiar off of first base. One-two count. There goes Aguiar. No throw for Webb, and it's a stolen base for Aguiar.
Yeah, smart decision.
But a called strike 3 on Perez, I guess. They said he went around.
Pitcher number 8, Avari David.
So Perez is a strikeout victim, lost in the sauce of the stolen base of Aguiar. Kari David to the dish. Chance to help himself with a runner in scoring position. And fouls it off. You can see the velocity of Ozuna because David, with only a partial swing there, rifled that ball toward the Faulkner bullpen.
Yeah, that came off the bat hot.
No balls and a strike. Ozuna gets the sign. There goes Aguiar. They'll throw to third, and he's caught stealing. And David will lead the inning off in the third. Right now we go to the bottom of the second. 5-0 Faulkner on the Faulkner Sports Network.
"37 words that transformed higher education and college athletics.
No person in the United States shall,
on the basis of sex,
be excluded from participation in,
be denied the benefits of,
or be subjected to discrimination
under any education program or activity,
receiving federal financial assistance."
Top of the order due up here for Faulkner in the top of the second. Christian Webb walked, stole 2 bases, and scored a run.
The catcher, Christian Webb.
I don't know why it's not letting us delete that extra.
Webb strides to the dish. He'll take there, ball 1. Second offering coming. And Webb lifts it down the left field line. That's going to kick inside the line and into the corner. And Webb heads for second. He's got a double in his pocket, and he'll hold there.
I thought for a second he was going to round to third, but a wise decision is
would have been for the fun of it.
Yeah, and Hernandez has a pretty strong arm out in left field. They haven't been running on him too terribly much this series.
Get Cope to the dish now. Cope awaits. He'll take ball 1. One-0 count to Wayne Cope. Got a single, stolen base, and a run scored in the first inning. take away there. 3-0 now. Cope awaits. Takes high.
2 runners aboard now for Faulkner. The second isn't open, but Christian Webb can open that for him.
Live stats are funky like a monkey right now. They're telling you that Orlando Lordoy doubled down the line and Sorano walked. Lordoy is at the dish. Webb doubled down the line. Cope walked, and Soriano's thinking about lunch. Lordoy looking to try to do something to damage Presto's pristine reputation even more. He'll take ball 1.
Such a brilliant software.
That one down the right field line and foul. Now, if Lordoy doubles down the left field line and Soriano walks, it's now no longer Presto, it's Profit.
Yes.
Like,
spelt with the F instead, though, probably.
Yeah. 1-1 count. That one kicks in front of the catcher Morgan and gets away. So David's wild pitch advances the runners.
Now first base is open for Lordoy, but do you load him up for Soriano?
Probably not on purpose. You got him his first time. Lordoy 0 for 1. And then while he is dangerous, I don't think you can get in the business of trying to intentionally put anybody on right now when you're down 5-0. And he got Lordoy to foul tip that one. Two. Rip foul. One more offering at least here for Orlando Lordoy.
This is just outside. Really good eye from Lordoy there.
Full count, payoff pitch coming. Lordoy lifts it high to right field. Aguiar tracking it. He comes in. They got Lordoy twice today in 2 innings. So Lordoy flies out to right field. Runners will stay.
Third baseman number 1, Francisco Soriano.
Soriano to the dish now. Walked and scored his last time. Soriano. Takes. Takes high, 2-0. And 3-0 now. Sorano awaits the 3-0. There's a strike, 3-1.
Yeah, that bat was certainly decoration on that pitch.
Wind blowing out toward right here. Soriano says, I'd rather hit it to left. High fly ball, deep left field, and that one is out of here. It's an 8-0 ball game as Soriano hits one to Wares Ferry Road.
Yeah, that was an absolute shot from Soriano. No doubter off the bat. Someone on Wares Ferry Road is going to need to call Jacob Bear of Alpha Insurance.
That's right. 8-0. Soriano with his first long ball of the season. And now Johnny Lopez says, I know what that feels like. I had a grand slam yesterday. So he steps up to the dish. David delivers. That one called a strike. 0-1 to Johnny Lopez. Chopper, left field side, foul.
It's got an interesting fact about Johnny Lopez sent in from Faulkner Baseball Hall of Famer Joel Best. Johnny Lopez, a huge WWE fan. Him and a couple other guys maybe going up to Birmingham tonight, go to SmackDown.
Well, adrenaline in his soul. Let's see if he can launch one here. 1-1 count. Lopez awaits. David delivers. Lopez tried to launch one. Instead, the shortstop Matos is underneath it. 2 away now in the inning. Lopez is retired. And you say, you look at this 8-0 and you go, well, Faulkner's jumped on him again, but this is a much different thing than we saw yesterday. Like, yeah, he's down 8-0, but Akari David's around the plate. He's issued 3 walks so far, but he's getting guys to put the ball in play, and anytime you do that, you got a chance.
Yeah, you absolutely do. And David was a guy who's averaging almost 3 walks per inning last year. And he's really been he's limited the damage and the free passes and made Faulkner earn their runs today.
Misses outside. 1-1 is your count. Akari David looks in. Rocks and fires over the head of Lopez on that one. 2-1. One more from David. Lifted line at the left fielder. He'll handle it, but Lopez on board with a single.
That's Trinidad.
Yep, sorry, Trinidad. Forgot we changed batters in the midst there somewhere. So one Trinidad with a single. Evan Gilliam to the dish. Gilliam. And there's a pickoff attempt that gets away from the first baseman. Trinidad will head to third. A 2-base throwing error on Akari David.
Not the thing you wanted to do right there is you've been really good with addressing the plate and been able to make Faulkner work, and now give him 180 feet.
8-0. I went over for a strike. A 0-1 count on Evan Gilliam. And it was behind him. Pepper needs new shorts. Evan Gilliam awaiting the 1-1. He'll take that one high. 2-1.
Just missing upstairs there.
That's what Gilliam thought about the one that just missed his dome. Upstairs and narrowly missed. He swings through that one, 2-2.
And David able to get the off speed there.
David awaits the 2-2. Or Gilliam awaits the 2-2. David threw the 2-2. Now it's 3-2. Full count, payoff pitch coming. 1 Trinidad at third, Gilliam at the dish. 8-0 ball game. 2 away in the bottom of the second. Gilliam grounded, shortstop fields and fires. Matos throws him out. So Faulkner plates 3 on the Sorano dinger. They lead 8-0 after 2.
At Nukes, we know that for you, it's all about flavor. You want unique combinations that truly tempt your taste buds. Culinary classics that go to a whole new level. You like being served fresh takes on old favorites. All in a fun, stylish, casual place to be. All we want is to see that smile when you take your very first bite. So come see us at Nukes Eatery.
Oh, 1 count here on Akari David. David was at the dish when Aguiar got thrown out trying to steal third. That one will miss away. One count. Ozuna delivers in the dirt. Oh, he called it a strike. Okay. 1-2. Yeah, again, that's so much of that's the arm angle of Ozuna. That ball's getting a lot of the zone before it dips out of it. And there's strike 3. Akari David swings through it.
Yeah, with the much more over the top, there's so much movement that can happen to that ball.
1 out here in the third. That's going to get Ashton Morgan to the dish. Grounded left side. Up and firing, 1 gone, or 2 gone now. Morgan retired.
Third baseman, number 11, Dakota Cobb.
Dakota Cobb to the dish.
That's right, he got thrown out third on maybe. Still the minimum.
That one out of play. Oh, 1 count here on Dakota Cobb. That went over for a strike. 0-2.
looking for strikeout number 5.
Cobb, freshman out of Birmingham. Ball and 2 strikes. Rifled right side, foul. Swung through that one. They'll say he made contact, and Webb can't throw him out at first, so he strikes out, but he reaches on the drop third strike. So now, Ozuna, you were happy. You got through the inning relatively quickly, and now you got to do it again. Pitch count going to be a thing for Ozuna here. His first outing of the day, or of the season, rather. A 26-pitch outing so far. Pitch number 27 gets away.
He's been fairly efficient so far today. Running into a little bit of trouble here just with the prolonged inning.
He'll need to get through 5 to qualify for a win. This is a 9-inning ball game today. That one over for a strike. The throw down caught him stealing. Christian Webb throws out Dakota Cobb. Mateo Ham will lead off the next inning. We go to the bottom of the third. Drew Mackey to the dish.
Mackey 1 for 1 today. The double, an RBI. OPS of 3,000. That'll play.
That'll work. He'll take ball 1 here. Kari David delivers. 2-0. David Misses. Well, umpire says I'm tired of standing here. 2-1.
I think it broke late and caught the edge of the plate.
Sure, why not? David delivers. Miss there. 3-1. And he'll walk him.
Tried to get that pitch to drop at the top of the zone. Didn't get enough bite on it.
Lucero to the dish now. That one misses. 1-0 count. And he hit him. So Mackey had a base stolen, doesn't matter. Lucero gets hit by a pitch. He'll walk on down to first base.
Catcher number 7, Christian Webb.
A walk and a hit batsman, and now Christian Webb to the dish. 1 for 1, a walk and 2 runs scored.
Wonder if there'll be a change here.
There has to be.
As Richard Hodnett steps out.
He's going to the pocket, and he looks like he's going to be asking for the baseball. Pitching change. We'll tell you about it on the other side. Faulkner Sports Network. So Carney David leaves the game. He heads to third base. Dakota Cobb moves from third base to first base. Mateo Ham exits the ball game. There's a stolen base and a throw into left field. So a stolen base and an E2. We got another change. Hang on. Another change. Hang on. Let's pause for a moment. All right, Mateo Ham is behind the plate. He's the man that threw the ball into left field on the steal attempt. It is 9-0. Evan Gilliam steals third. A throwing error allows him to score. The new pitcher is Ted Hamilton. Hamilton's a freshman from Powder Springs, Georgia. That one in the dirt. 3-0 count. Ted Hamilton gets the sun and delivers. Called strike, 3-1. And a walk issued to Webb. So he'll head to first. Lucero remains at second. Dwayne Cope to the dish. It's 9-0.
Second baseman number 6, Dwayne Cope.
Cope's had a good day. 1 for 1. Drawn a walk. Stolen one base. Scored both times.
Let's see if they're going to courtesy run for Webb at first. I think they are.
Yeah, just trying to figure out who's going out there right now.
Hey, guys, who's got their shoes on? And there he goes. 45 is C.J. Mack. Return of the Mack at first base.
Number 45, C.J. Mack.
As we noted yesterday, Mack, member of the Faulkner Sports Network team. He'll take his lead. Lucero, pretty well grounded at second. Hamilton misses wide.
Making his college debut is Tedros Hamilton.
Dwayne Cope awaits the 1-0. Cope lifts it center field, and there's one away. So Hamilton gets his first out. Orlando Lordoy to the dish, 0 for 2 today. Lordoy with a couple of flyouts.
Lordoy 0 for 2, 2 flyouts today. We'd love to get a ball in play.
Lucero dancing around at second. Hamilton, I don't know if that was a pitch clock issue or what here. That took quite a while.
Yeah, no pitch, and believe the rule is first time you just get a warning on it. And then second, and any following times is an automatic ball or strike, depending on who the offending party is.
No one misses away, 1-0. Well, I can tell you we are all offended. We've been here an hour and 15 minutes, and we're in the bottom of the third. Lordoy lifts it left side. Lucero's got to hang to see if it gets caught. Foul ball.
No, it dropped fair.
He called it fair?
It dropped fair.
Wow.
It did. It dropped about a foot and a half inside the line.
Well, the left fielder can't dispute it. He never saw it. So Lordoy with a single. So Lordoy with the worst of his 3 balls put in play today, and it drops for a hit. Sorano to the dish. He had a 3-run homer his last time. There's 2 guys on this time. He'll try to repeat the feat. 10-0 lead for Faulkner. Soriano takes. There's a steal for Lucero. Or not Lucero, but now C.J. Mack. Lucero scored. And a back-end double steal for Lordoy.
It's now 2 in scoring position. There's Soriano, who launched a 3-run shot last time up, and for some reason is still being played shallowed in left field.
Soriano checks. 2-0. We talked about it a little bit yesterday, but just the depth that has been added to this lineup, that a guy like Soriano moves down into the 4 spot. He was having to hit 2 or 3 last year. A guy like Drew Mackey, who was having to hit in the top of the order all year last year, gets to move to the bottom of the order. Gilliam gets to settle in the 7th spot. You got a guy like Vargas that was an all-conference player who you don't even have to play every day right now. Like, it is a much, much different-looking team. And, look, I know that I'm not even talking about the stats or the production or any of those things. I'm just talking about the construction of the lineup.
Yeah.
Much different.
It is, and it gives Faulkner a really, really good chance to return to where they have been. And sure, the last year was a little bit was the one kind of fluke in there.
Soriano draws the walk. Bases are loaded now for Johnny Lopez.
Lopez already with a grand slam to his credit, and chance for another one here now.
Yeah, Lopez to the dish. Transfer from St. Catherine, native of West Covina, California. Lopez takes that one. 1-0.
Hamilton thought he got the bottom part of the zone.
Johnny Lopez gets hit in the shoulder blade. So that's an RBI as he heads down to first. 11-0. C.J. Mack scores.
Shortstop number 2, Juan Trinidad.
So, Juan Trinidad to the dish. The 11-0 is the lead here. Trinidad awaits. He'll take strike 1. 1-1 count. Lifted center field. He'll track it into the gap and make the play. Runner's tag. That will plate Lordoy. It's 12-0. And advancing to third is not Lopez, but rather Soriano. Lopez moves to second on the throw. First base is open again.
Center fielder number 5, Evan Gilliam.
And Evan Gilliam to the dish. Hamilton delivers. Grounder, second baseman. That should end the inning, and it does. So Faulkner will strand a couple. They'll plate a handful. It's 12-0 as we go to the fourth. Ozuna delivers. That one's over for a strike.
Just 26 pitches in, 5 strikeouts on the day for Marco Ozuna. You got to get to 5 innings complete to be in line for the win.
Well, theoretically, if the mercy rule shortens it to 7, he would qualify if he finishes 4. Somebody almost got taken out on the slide on chasing the foul ball over there.
Yeah, Christian Webb just two-footed Mike Correa.
Yeah. Correa not as fleet-footed as he used to be. 0-2 count. Mateo Ham awaits. Ozuna delivers. Faulkner in run rule territory right now. So if Ozuna were to complete this inning and they maintain the 10-run lead after 7, the game would be over and Ozuna would qualify for the win. Otherwise, he's got to go 5 to qualify. Lifted high. Underneath it is Sorano. He'll track it, and there's one gone. That's a tougher play than it looks with the sun the way it is right now.
Yeah, in the wind, you saw it kind of take the ball away from Soriano a little bit there, but made the adjustment, able to hold on to it.
Jennings to the dish now. Jennings 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Foul back out of play.
That foul ball brought to you by Jacob Bear, Alpha Insurance, Millbrook, Alabama. Call Jacob at 334-285-7700.
Ozuna gets the sign. Delivers. That'll kick away from the catcher. Oh, 2 count. Or 1-1 is what we have here. Now 1-2.
It's a nasty slider from Ozuna right there. Looked like a Frisbee coming in there.
Ozuna gets the sign. Delivers. Swung through that one. Webb up and firing, and there's another strikeout. That's the 6th strikeout for Ozuna.
Through just 34 pitches, too. He has been absurdly efficient.
Matos back to the dish. Top of the 4th here. Faulkner up 12-0. Matos swings over the top of that one. Busy weekend here at Faulkner. Basketball on campus tomorrow. The women play Blue Mountain Christian at 12. The men play at 2.
Both teams trying to bounce back from losses last night.
Yeah, tough trip to Hattiesburg. Misses inside, 1-1. Basketball season nearing its end. Just one more home game after tomorrow for the men. The women's final home game is tomorrow. That one misses, or it gets the zone, 1-2. Ozuna delivers. Fouled out of play. Ball in 2 strikes. Ozuna delivers. Called strike 3. Outside corner. That is strikeout number 7. We are through the top of the 4th. Faulkner Sports Network.
Drew Mackey leads off the bottom of the 4th inning. Faulkner holding a 12-run advantage. Eight hits to the Eagles' credit. One misses outside as Hamilton back on the hill. Hamilton already thrown 20 pitches. Compare that to Ozuna, who started the game for Faulkner, and has thrown just 39 pitches. That one over. 1-1 count to Mackey. 1-for-1 with a double and a walk. That one misses outside. 2-1. Mackey scored 3 runs already this weekend. Trying to add to it. That one spikes in the dirt. 3-1. The delivery. That one misses. And Mackey draws a leadoff walk and bring up Jorge Lucero.
First baseman, number 3, Jorge Lucero.
Lucero 0-for-1 with the hit by pitch, flew out and is only counting at bat. Looks like we'll have a sub here as Jeremy Moore will sub in for Mackey on the base paths.
Now running number 44, Jeremy Moore.
Lucero awaits the first offering from Hamilton. Hamilton kicks and delivers. That one spikes in the dirt. Moore takes off for second. It'll be in easy on the wild pitch. So Moore on second now. Lucero awaits the 1-0 offering. Hamilton. Kicks and fires. That one misses. 2-0. Jose Vargas on deck. Catcher for catcher, so I'd imagine that Webb may be done after that. Threw it to the pickoff man, but wasn't anywhere near the bag. More in there, back easy. That one misses as well, 3-0. Lucero awaits the 3-0 offering from Hamilton. That one runs inside and catches Lucero again. Lucero's been hit by pitches the last 2 times up.
Pinch hitting number 8, Jose Vargas.
Jose Vargas steps up to the plate, his first at bat of the day. Vargas, 3 of 7 yesterday, couple RBIs. That one in the dirt. Vargas awaits the offering. There's Moore on second, Lucero on first. Owen Chopper, third base side foul. The animated pumpkin spice latte, Jackson Hall, saying he's got secret Stanley Cups now. The Holy Grail or an overpriced cup that'll revolutionize the way my wife drinks Baja Blast. I mean water. Delivery in. Vargas Chopper third base. Blocked in front by David. Couldn't handle it. And Vargas in safely on the air.
Second baseman, number 6. Dwayne Pope.
Twain Cope with bases loaded. Vargas likely to get a courtesy runner here. We'll see who will come out for him. And that'll be C.J. Mack again.
Number 45, C.J. Mack.
Mack with 2 runs scored this season already. Cope 1 for 2, 2 runs scored. And a walk. That one over for a strike. Hamilton needed that pitch. He's been scuffling. And then just couldn't get the help on the hot corner. Delivery. Curveball misses outside. Lordoy on deck. Cope trying to clear the table for him. Chopper, left side, shortstop up and over. Mack just unable to get there. Matos takes a short route, connects with Perez for out number 1. Now runners on the corners for Orlando Lordoy. Run scores 13-0. As Moore able to touch home. Lordoy chops it foul. Cope with second base open. Makes a big secondary lead. Up 13. Up 13, I would be shocked to see Cope take second. Matos shielding over towards it. That one misses. 2-1. The delivery over there for a strike. 2-2. The delivery misses there. Good eye from Lordoy, 2 strikes. Runs it full. Runners on the corners. Lucero on third. Cope at first. Kicks and fires. Lordoy rips that to right field. Lucero will come in and score. Cope rounding for third. He'll be in there easy. So the RBI single from Orlando Lordoy makes it 14-0. Faulkner up 2 touchdowns. Francisco Soriano steps up to the plate.
Third baseman, number 1, Francisco Soriano.
And he wouldn't be credited with the RBI there because
He said it's the RBI.
Well, one last thing.
14-0 the score here. It's been all Faulkner. We're on a really confident and dominant performance from Marco Ozuna on the hill so far. Soriano had a 3-run blast earlier. 1 for 1. Watches that one over for a strike. He's reached base safely every time. Drawn twice. New runner over at first. That looks like Zachary Ferris to replace Lordoy. That one misses high.
Running at first, number 16, Zach Ferris.
That one finds for 1-2 the count now. 1 out. Faulkner up 14. Hamilton delivers. That one runs inside. Girl boss Jackson Hall arguing for anything inside the plate. 6 inches either side of the plate. Now a strike now. Full count. Full count. That one misses outside. Soriano draws a walk. Bases loaded once again for Johnny Lopez.
In a 9-inning ball game, the press box has begun rooting for a wide strike zone. At this juncture, anything that is between the foul lines is a strike.
Play cricket rules. It can bounce once even.
That's fine. You got to move this ball game along. They're loaded with 1 out in the 4th. We've been here almost 2 hours. We have to play a minimum of 7. By the way, that rule needs to be revisited.
Yes.
Like, I'm fine with 10 after 7 and a 9, okay. But at a certain point, like, and this is not just college baseball. Major League Baseball needs this too. If at any point you're ever down by 20, the game's over. Like, that's just the rule. I don't care if it's the second. Like, if at any point you're down by 20, we're done for the day. Now, I know that all the baseball purists are like, well, that's crazy. It's a 9-inning game. And this, no. Do you want people to continue to watch your sport? Hamilton misses. 2-1. We get into this stuff in Major League Baseball where they're like, let's let a position player pitch. And they're like, And yet the same people who defend that are like, let's talk about the integrity of the game.
Yeah.
No, we can't do that.
And then get mad when someone tees off on the position player.
Yeah.
Like, what are they supposed to do, kill their batting average and hurt their arbitration? Like,
yeah. 2-2. Johnny Lopez facing Tedros Hamilton.
Like, if you're going to put Andrelton Simmons out on the hill, I'm teeing off. Like, it's
Yeah.
the way it's going to be.
2-2 count. Hamilton gets the sign and delivers. Misses away. To his credit, Hamilton has largely been around the plate for a freshman in his collegiate debut. He's not, and even when he's missed, it's not like he's missing wildly.
Yeah.
So Hamilton.
He's had really good command.
Yeah, he's not been bad. Lopez yanks that one foul. But the overall pace of this game, not great. And I would be surprised if Ozuna goes back out there after another long sit in the fourth inning here. You know, that's the thing. And another bases loaded walk. Faulkner with a team OPS of over 1,600 here. Trinidad to the dash.
15 runs on 9 hits for the Eagles.
Yeah, the walk number's starting to add up a little bit. They're up to 6 now. That would be number 7. And number 15 in to run at second base.
That does not look like Alexis Saldana. I believe that's Sebastian Nelson wearing Saldana's jersey.
All right, Sebastian Nelson is the runner at second, wearing Alexis Saldana's number 15 jersey. That one over for a strike. So Ferris running at third. Did we sub at first as well, or is Lopez still there?
Lopez.
Lopez still there, okay. Trinidad awaits the 0-1. And he'll take for a strike.
Trinidad 2 for 2. 2 RBIs today. And a double.
That one in play, right side, going back and out of here. A grand slam for one Trinidad. Touch 'em all, one Trinidad. I know it's an 18-0 ball game. I know it's not the most meaningful swing of his career, but for a guy who had to rehab to the degree that he had to get back from the injury last year, you know it had to feel good.
Yeah, it absolutely did. And Juan got every piece of that ball and able to pull that opposite, too.
Pitching change. Tedros Hamilton will be exiting. Stay tuned for all of the changes. We'll get them for you on the other side. Faulkner Sports Network. Jack Brinkley not leading off, but is greeting the new pitcher, Anthony Brent, the 5'7" freshman from Tupelo, Mississippi. So Brent inherits a bases empty situation in a 19-0 ball game. And I want to correct or add something to what I had stated earlier. I said, it's probably not the most meaningful swing of Juan Trinidad's career, but it was his first career home run.
Yeah, and Juan has been such a complete hitter.
Yeah.
And you think early in his career he was so good at just dropping down the bunt and scurrying down the first base line and beating out the throw. And he's been able to increase his game and increase his power throughout and keep all of those things as well. And he's been able to spray it every part of the yard.
Brinkley draws a walk on 4 pitches. He'll head down to first. Brinkley was batting in place of Evan Gilliam. Brinkley, a native of McKinney, Texas. Now big number 44, Jeremy Moore. Transfer from Xavier of Louisiana. He's from right here in Montgomery. Graduate student. Moore, no height listed here, but it's a lot. Because Brant at 5'7" has the 6-inch mound and still may not be taller.
Yeah, 6'3" is what we list Jeremy at.
That one over for a strike. One count now. Faulkner has gone to their second string base coaches,
including the birthday boy, Jonathan Villa.
And they gave Jonathan Villa something to do on his birthday. Jeremy Moore to right field, Burns the right fielder. That's at least a double. He'll hold it second. Brinkley will hold it third. Aguiar didn't have much of a chance on that ball. It got over his head.
That was a great cut from Moore. I thought for a second that one may have had a chance to get out of here. If he had the wind that Sorano had earlier when he went to left field, I think he's still trotting.
Jorge Lucero to the dish. Lucero, by virtue of how versatile he is, will likely continue to play basically every at bat, because he's a guy that can play anywhere on the infield.
Yeah, we saw him yesterday play first and third. Last year he was a starting second baseman.
I think he played a little short yesterday, too.
I think he did.
0-1 count. He'll take outside, 1-1.
I'm sure there's been a conversation at some point between him and Jose Vargas, like, what size do you need for these for the chest protector?
Yeah, let Lucero figure it out. Swung over the top of it, 1-2. Again, a 9-inning scheduled ball game today. Shortened to 7, which will make it only about a 4-hour ball game. Ball in 2 strikes. Brent delivers. Lucero takes, hits him, he'll head to first. They're loaded again.
It's the third time Lucero has been hit by a pitch today. At some point you wonder what he did to deserve it.
He's going to tighten the jersey a little bit. So, pinch hitter here. Vargas pinch hitting for Christian Webb. This could be a defensive sub as well, as Vargas is the other catcher. So Webb's day could be done. Vargas will swing over the top of it.
A second time Vargas has been at the plate today.
So he stayed in, or?
Yeah.
Oh, he hasn't. He hasn't.
It's still been the same inning.
Yeah, he hasn't subbed out. So, yeah, he'll likely stay in and catch is my guess. Jose Vargas gets the if it's between the lines, swing at it rule. 0-2. If I'm Brent, I throw it to the opposing batter's box again. He came back in, tried to fool him, 1-2.
Vargas hit a chopper to third that was mishandled earlier.
Vargas looks eager. Try a pitch out. On the ground of the third baseman, Akari David will step on third, and that's all they'll get, but an RBI. And did Moore run into a tag on purpose? No, he was forced out. Yeah, gotcha. Okay. The runner disappeared from first, so I was confused for a minute. But he was being replaced by C.J. Mack, and the play wasn't entirely dead yet. Vargas touched first base and headed right to the dugout. Never checked up. So, runners on first and second, 2 away now. An RBI for Vargas. It's 20-0.
Yeah, it looks like Ozuna's day is done. I see him in street clothes.
Yeah, at this point he's guaranteed to qualify for the win. There's no reason to run him back out there.
Wild pitch.
Wild pitch. Everybody moves up. Dwayne Cope. 3 runs scored. Two and 0. Faulkner's now scored 66 runs in the series.
Allowed just 2.
Up the middle and a base hit for Dwayne Cope's going to score 1. It could score 2, but they're going to hold C.J. Mack. Faulkner going station to station by definition. Now Zachary Ferris, who came on to run a little bit ago. Same inning. He'll get an at bat. Is this now 9 runs in the inning here, 21-0?
It is.
So Faulkner with a 3-touchdown lead as Zach Ferris steps up. Brent comes set, delivers. It's in the dirt. 1-0. Carter Moles going to SmackDown in Birmingham tonight. It'll be about the 6th inning when he leaves. 2-0 count. Ferris will take inside again, 3-0. That one will miss away. Set walked Ferris. They're loaded again. Here's Sebastian Nelson with 2 away.
Base is loaded.
Nelson, an infielder, transfer from Southwestern Christian University in Ardmore, Oklahoma.
He was 0 for 2 yesterday from the plate, scored twice.
That one kicks in the dirt. Nobody will advance.
Big opportunity here for Nelson to try and drive in a couple runs. Pokes that one into left center field. It will drop down. 1 run will score. Cope will be held. They'll go station to station again. Sebastian Nelson. The RBI single, and now they'll
run into the out.
Potentially run into outs.
So Nelson, the RBI single, makes it 22-0. Faulkner's seen enough. They send Cope home to run into a tag. That'll end the inning.
37 words that transformed higher education and college athletics.
No person in the United States shall,
on the basis of sex,
be excluded from participation in,
be denied the benefits of,
or be subjected to discrimination
under any education program or activity,
receiving federal financial assistance.
Changes aplenty. Vargas stays in the game to catch. The new third baseman is Avery Shelton. Sebastian Nelson stays in the game to play first. That is Jorge Lucero, who moves from first to short. Tuane Cope is at second. Left field, Zachary Ferris. Center field, Jack Brinkley. And right field, Jeremy Moore. So the line change for the Eagles.
With a pitching change, is Hunter Dupree in the game now?
Yeah, Dupree making his season debut.
But
well, on the mound.
Yeah.
He had a hit yesterday.
He had a double yesterday.
Yeah. Dupree misses wide.
That was just a single, but it could have been a double.
Yeah.
He didn't have the PF Flyers on.
Grounded to the third baseman. Shelton can't get there, and there's a base hit for Aguiar. That will bring Perez to the plate.
Last season, Dupree pitched 34 innings, had a 4.24 ERA, struck out 38, had a 271 batting average against, and of those 38 strikeouts, 3 of the biggest ones were in the 8th inning against Talladega in the conference tournament. Bases loaded in a 1-run ball game, and Dupree able to get all 3 strikeouts there, including the last 2 batters struck him out with bases loaded.
Feels very unnatural to look at a baseball scoreboard and see the number 22 anywhere on the board.
I'm sure there's some Taylor Swift reference in there somewhere. Jackson Hall can probably help us with that.
That one, 5 holes Vargas. So Aguiar will head to second. I reiterate what I said last inning. All levels of baseball need to review the run rules. Dupree delivers. That one over for a strike. it's functionally an Elam ending.
Yes.
Anybody, if you get down by 20, the game's over.
Elam ending needs to have it in basketball too.
Yeah. Then you can play, like, you functionally create a magic number in baseball where you can hustle it out until you're up by 20 and then the game's over. You don't have to worry about anything else. 2-2 count. That one misses wide. Full count, payoff pitch coming. Rolling. Pinch hitting for Perez here. Misses wide there. So Dupree issues a walk to Rolling. Rolling did not play in game 1 yesterday. He was 1 for 3 in game 2. Now Kari David, who started this game, to the dish here in the top of the 5th. David, now the third baseman. And they will allow Aguiar to steal third. Dupree, native of Maurepas, Louisiana, delivers. David swings through it.
Dupree probably has the best hair, mustache, and glove combo anywhere in the NAIA.
It's a good mix. One count. Dupree delivers. David swings through it. Runners on the corners with one away here. Dupree looking for the strikeout, but he would happily take a ground ball to Lucero. And it hit him. So they're loaded with one away for Brent. Brent came on as the pitcher, bottom of the 4th, Tupelo, Mississippi native. It's his first collegiate at bat. Over for a strike. Oh, 1 count. Foul back to the screen, 0-2. So, because the mercy rule is what it is, Faulkner needs to find a way out of this inning, and then they'll have to run into 6 more outs. Dupree gets the strikeout. 2 gone now. So Dupree trying to settle down and get out of this. He's got a walk and a hit by pitch.
Number 35, Dakota Cobb.
Cobb to the dish. Ozuna's day's done 7 Ks, 4 innings pitched, 39 total pitches, 1 hit, faced 12 batters.
Yeah, Ozuna was absurdly efficient and really dominant today.
Yeah, he faced the minimum despite giving up the hit.
And it's part of the caught stealing sequence.
Yeah. The funny thing is, the hit that he gave up was to another player entirely. The guy that got caught stealing, if I remember correctly, was the guy who reached on a drop third strike and then then ended up getting thrown out because Webb said, "Hey, listen, I'll help you out there." 2-1. Swung through that one, 2-2. Dupree gets the sign and delivers. Cobb strikes out, but the ball gets away from Vargas and a run scores. So the wild pitch plates a run. They stay loaded. It's 22-1. Oakwood avoids the shutout. Mateo Ham to the dish.
Top of the lineup now.
Ham 0 for 2. That one over for a strike. 1 run, 2 hits, 6 errors for Oakwood. Ball fouled back out of play. Foul ball brought to you by Jacob Bear, Alpha Insurance, Millbrook, Alabama. 0-2 count. Dupree looks in and gets the sign. Comes set. And delivers. And he strikes out Mateo Ham. Oakwood leaves them loaded. They're down 22-1 through 4.5 on the Faulkner Sports Network. Johnny Lopez leading off the inning for Faulkner. The new pitcher is Framber Rodriguez. Rodriguez did appear yesterday. He worked 3 1/3 innings. He gave up 2 earned runs, struck out 2. Part of the 25-1 loss. Lopez skies it right side. The second baseman is over to field it. That is Jaden Rolling, who stayed in the game at second base.
Number 30, Avery Shelton.
Avery Shelton to the plate. Bottom 5 here. Faulkner
Lopez did hit that, correct?
up 22-1.
I just want to make sure.
Rodriguez delivers. That one misses, or over for a strike, 0-1. Shelton wielding the orange bat, awaiting the 0-1 offering. On the ground of the shortstop, Matos misplays it, and it's an E6. Shelton going to run into an out at second.
Number 22, Jack Brinkley.
Does them getting tagged out on the base pass affect their stats anyway?
2 away now for Jack Brinkley.
But I know he went next to just swing it and can't fight. That's not that bad.
Brinkley 1-0. Lifts it foul out of play. Foul ball brought to you by Jacob Bear, Alpha Insurance, Millbrook, Alabama. Call Jacob today, 334-285-7700. Brinkley awaits the 1-1. 2-1. Framber Rodriguez gets the sign. Delivers. 3-1 count. And he hit Brinkley, who'll walk to first and then presumably to second to end the inning. Brinkley trots down, touches first. We'll see if he, I don't think he'll run into the caught stealing. They do try to avoid that. Here's Moore. He'll take strike 1. This is their 1-1. One count. Jeremy Moore takes 2-1. He had a double his last time.
I hit it off the right center field fence wall.
3 games in this series. 68-3 is your margin of scoring. 3-1 count on Moore.
Good stop by Ham in the back there. Prevent Brinkley from advancing. Or probably walking in this case.
And Moore fouls it back off the screen. 3-2. Payoff pitch coming to Jeremy Moore. And he threw it over his head. So Brinkley will head to second, turn the corner, and go to third, I think. No, he stayed because the manager's coming out for Oakwood to make a change. Framber Rodriguez leaving the ball game. New pitcher will get you the info in a minute. New pitcher is Hernandez. Faulkner runs into an out. Inning over. Faulkner Sports Network.
At Risk Strategies, we know how important the health and well-being of your student athletes are. During their time in college, they'll face pressure from all different directions, from performance expectations to rigorous physical training, strict schedules, and bodily injuries. These are just a few of the stressors that can be burdens to your dedicated student athletes. With Academic Sports Care, our athletic division focuses on providing specialized insurance and health and wellness solutions exclusively for college and university athletic programs to help your students succeed by staying healthy and safe, offering best-in-class services through innovation and care. Academic Sports Care is a winning solution for your student athletes.
New pitcher is Evan Valencia for Faulkner, a graduate right-hander out of Menifee, California, transferred from the University of St. Catherine. When last he played for St. Catherine, he had a 3.57 ERA in 2022, over 17 appearances, 5 saves in 22 2/3. He struck out 25 batters with a 226 batting average against a guy, Carter Moles, that we feel like is probably going to be an important part of this bullpen.
Yeah, his bullpen has been one of the pieces that really has, on paper, stepped up from last year. Last year it get a little scary after the first couple arms and didn't really know what you were going to get. But all the guys have returned, have really taken a step forward, and brought in some key replacements too.
So Valencia gets the sign, delivers. Your batter is number 40, Jalen Ferris, the freshman from Columbus, Georgia. We saw Ferris yesterday in one of the two games. It was game 1, where he went 0 for 1. Was also a pitcher for that ball game. Worked an inning and a third. Ball and a strike. Valencia delivers. That one over the inside part, 1 and 2. Valencia fires. Swung through that one. The first strikeout of Valencia's Faulkner career. Jeremy Matos to the dish. Again, the Eagles bank home next weekend. 2 Friday, 2 Saturday against Lindsey Wilson. We can tell you the start times, but we can also tell you this time of year, card subject to change. You never know what weather looks like from one week to the next.
As of right now, we're supposed to get going at 3 o'clock on Friday.
It'd be okay if they wanted to move that up a little bit. A little bit of rain in the forecast on Saturday, but too far out right now to see a true forecast. That will be, if the series holds as scheduled, then Faulkner can play 4. There's a called strike 3 against Matos, 2 gone. Going to bring Woods to the dish. Woods checked in the game in right field last inning. Ahmad Woods, freshman out of Birmingham. This is an interesting matchup for Faulkner next weekend if they can play the series out as scheduled. In a 4-game set, you'll really test your pitching depth.
Yeah, and I believe those are probably going to be scheduled for 7s, which helps a little bit, but you're at least testing 4 different starters on a weekend.
Well, and you're likely, because you're not getting 4 complete games.
Yeah.
You're going to have to go to that pen multiple times, so you'll really see what that looks like in those kinds of series. A good opponent from the Mid-South in a 4-game set over 2 days, that is an early preview of the kind of stuff you're going to have to be able to do come May and June.
Yeah, absolutely. And on weekends, you can get away with having 2 really good pitchers, and you're probably going to be okay. You'll probably win good number of your series. If not, you'll probably go 1 and 2. But when you hit the postseason, you really need that 4th, 5th guy who can go out and give you a quality start.
And from a starting standpoint, you really need 3 and 4.
Yeah.
And you can piecemeal 5 if you have to, but you got to have 3 and 4. And what we saw with Faulkner last year as the injuries begun to mount, it was you had 1 that was a sure thing. 2 that you could rely on, and then you were really trying to piecemeal number 3, and you saw that bear out in the conference tournament. Lucero chases that one down, turns it into an F6. Valencia with a clean top of the 6. We head to the bottom half on the Faulkner Sports Network. It's a double for Lucero. He'll run into a tag at third base to intentionally get out. What we're sorting out right now is a lineup discrepancy, but in the end it's 22-1, so who cares? Jose Vargas to the dish now.
It was a 2-0 count.
I had a
double.
ball, K, ball. So I had him
And
3-1.
It was 3-1
Okay,
and they
got
get
it.
it.
No, I'm saying Woods, the previous.
Yeah, that's what number 5. He had 3-1 and he flew out.
All right, flew out, so the F.
6. He flew out the shortstop. Yeah.
So Vargas draws a walk.
Second baseman, number 6, Dwayne Cope.
He stays at first. Dwayne Cope back up. Now Vargas will walk to second and get himself thrown out on purpose. So it's a caught stealing. 2 away. Dwayne Cope back to the dish.
Ball, K, in play. 2B, 765.
And he throws behind Cope.
Now, what did Vargas have? Vargas had
4-pitch walk, and then caught stealing 1-6.
caught stealing?
Yeah, because he took off after his own base. So being able to run it out.
And then
Cope awaits the 1-0. On the ground to the second baseman, and it's a base hit for Dwayne Cope. And he'll run into a tag at second. The inning's over. We wrap this up on the other side. New pitcher for Faulkner's Jordan DeStefano. He is a native of Tampa, Florida, transfer from Kaiser University. Right-hander, down with the Seahawks. Struck out 37 batters over 27 and a third. 6.59 ERA. He appeared 21 times, started 1, had 2 saves, walked 18. Batting average against is a .288 for Jordan DeStefano. So a guy they hope can eat some innings in this bullpen.
Yeah, and beyond just what he does on the field, he is one of the